how is it that I'm like the biggest Irene Aldana fan out there, and of all you guys, I'm the last person to make excuses for her loss to Amanda Nunes. It's not that I'm not holding Irene accountable, knowing that she could have maybe done more, maybe try to give a harder effort. That's not the point of this video, okay? But we do need to cut Irene Aldana some slack, because I'm sick of hearing everyone saying, wow, this loss to Amanda Nunes proves that she's not that good. She was never a good fighter because she couldn't beat Amanda Nunes, which is flawed freaking logic. Tell that to the other 12 people in Amanda's 13 title fights where she's only lost one. Tell them they all suck too. Jermaine, Holly, Misha, Ronda, Felicia does suck. Megan does suck. But all these people that she's gotten past, it seems like we give them a pass for losing to Amanda Nunes. But when it comes to Juliana or Aldana, they get dominated by Amanda. All of a sudden, they're just terrible fighters. When it's like, Amanda is Amanda. She's the GOAT. She's a dominant fighter. She makes the toughest opponents look easy. She always goes out there and she always dominates. You know, apart from the second Valentina fight, apart from the first Juliana fight, Amanda Nunes always goes out there and she completely dismantles her opponents and doesn't give them a single chance to look good against her. It's all her when they're in the octagon with her. But I really don't understand why Aldana losing now proves that she's not a good fighter. Because, yeah, not only did she not beat Amanda, but people are acting like she didn't try, which is bogus. I wouldn't say she didn't try. Yes, she did have a mental blockage. Yes, she did fall under the spell that was fighting Amanda Nunes. Yes, she was intimidated, but I don't blame her. I can understand why people are hard on Rose for fighting like a pussy against Carla Esparza. I can get it, because Carla's not dangerous. I wouldn't say she's not dangerous, but she's not like an Amanda Nunes type of dangerous. You know what I'm saying? She's just a wrestler with pillow fists. There was really not much for Rose to be afraid of once she could defend her takedowns. But Irene Aldana is fighting someone who is the hardest hitter without question in women's MMA, next to Chris Cyborg. Okay, no one hits as hard as Amanda Nunes. Amanda is a good striker with one-shot knockout power, and you guys are saying, well, once she felt Amanda's punches and that she was able to take her punches, why didn't that give her confidence to just go for it and go forward? The only reason why Amanda didn't knock Irene Aldana out is because Aldana was laid back and waiting and being patient and being cautious. Do you guys really think Irene Aldana could have pushed forward and not got cracked and not got dropped like Cyborg and Pena? I really do not think so. I would like to think that, yeah, she could have just went out there and fought for her life like Pena did with no fear and beat the crap out of Nunes. I would love to think so, but I don't think so. Amanda was going to beat the snot out of her either way, but at least Irene Aldana, she went the full distance with Amanda Nunes, okay? I know surviving Amanda really isn't much to flex about, but not many women last in there with Amanda Nunes, okay? Why doesn't Misha Tate suck? How come she's good despite getting folded in one round to Amanda? Misha barely did anything against Amanda Nunes. She was on survival mode the whole time and quit at the end of the round. The choke wasn't even in, okay? And then Raquel Pennington, she was kind of pushing forward, but she had nothing for Amanda Nunes. So that doesn't even matter. Ronda Rousey ran through in 48 seconds. Okay, Felicia Spencer, she tried, but wasn't good enough. But she's not a good fighter. And she got fucked up by Amanda Nunes, okay? Look at Cyborg. Cyborg went for it against Amanda Nunes. And she got annihilated. Like under 30-something seconds, Amanda knocks her out, trying to press forward. Juliana Pena in the second fight, when Amanda came back more accurate and hit her from a different stance to where she couldn't see the shots coming, Pena got put down multiple times. So it is understandable why Irene Aldana fought with fear. I'm not trying to say that Aldana doesn't deserve criticism. again, Aldana could have tried to up the aggression a bit more, maybe mix it up to the body. She could have moved her feet a bit more, used some jabs. You know what I'm saying? The leg kicks were there. She could have used more of them. I get it. I freaking get it. But you got to take into account the person that was in front of her. Because if Aldana had stood across the cage from Raquel Pennington like she was supposed to May 20th, do you really think Irene Aldana would have performed like that? Hell no. Aldana would have let her hands go, and Aldana would have been very aggressive because Raquel does not have that level of power that Amanda Nunes did. If she was in there with Juliana Pena, it's the same thing. Anyone else, it's the same thing. You're going to see a confident and aggressive Irene Aldana. But when you got someone like Nunes who has that striking and power threat along with the takedown grappling threat, it makes sense as to why Irene Aldana kind of shut down and wasn't able to do much to Amanda Nunes. I absolutely understand. Okay? But now, why does this make her a bad fighter? Because, okay, yeah, she had a bad performance, but she had a bad performance against Amanda Nunes, as did almost everyone else who fought Amanda Nunes, okay? But why does that make her bad? Every fighter, every now and again, has a bad day in the office. Every fighter, every now and again, is better than what they may show on a particular night. There are some fighters who can do more, but don't on a certain night. It happens. Doesn't mean they're not good. Francis Ngannou was frozen against Derek Lewis coming off the loss of Stipe. Did that mean that Francis Ngannou was not a good fighter and that he sucked because he had an off night against Lewis? Look what Ngannou went on to do after. Win 6 more fights and become a world champion. I'm not trying to compare Irene to Francis Ngannou. They're different fighters, but still, you know what I'm saying? Rose Namajunas is freaking elite. Now, yeah, she's more accomplished than Irene Aldana, but that one performance against Carla does not define the kind of fighter she is, or it's not a picture of Rose being a terrible or a crappy fighter. You know what I'm saying? And people are now saying, yeah, this proves she's not good because she also couldn't beat Holly Holm. She got her ass whooped by Holly Holm and then 3 years later couldn't beat Amanda Nunes. So apparently her losing to Holly and then not being able to beat Amanda proves she's not good. People see that as means that she just didn't improve within those 3 years. From the Holm fight to the Nunes fight, which is absolute freaking bogus. Okay, the Irene Aldana who fought Amanda Nunes is a better Irene Aldana who fought Holly Holm. I'm telling y'all right now, Irene Aldana improved since that fight to Holly Holm. Okay, she's shown improvements in her grappling, her takedown defense, better ability to scramble. Aldana changed. But all that change does not matter when you're standing in front of the GOAT, Amanda Nunes. Okay? And look, let me tell you something. The Irene Aldana who fought Holly Holm in 2020 does not last 5 rounds with Amanda Nunes. The Irene Aldana from 2020 does not even survive the grappling of Amanda. She probably gets submitted the moment she gets taken down, okay? So obviously Irene is a better fighter than she was back then, but these improvements and her overall style was just not good enough to not get the job done. But there's no shame in losing to Amanda Nunes. Amanda, she just showed level. She would have done the same thing to Ketlin Vieira, but probably finished her. Same thing to Holly Holm again. Same thing to Juliana Pena again. Same thing to Raquel Pennington again. No one that night was beating Amanda Nunes, okay? No one that night was beating Amanda. No one beats Amanda Nunes, okay? This whole division is lucky that Amanda Nunes retired. Aldana just cannot handle Amanda Nunes. It is what it is, and we need to accept it. And I, as Irene's biggest supporter, I accept that, yes, even though she could have maybe done better, Amanda is just better. Amanda's the better fighter. Amanda beat her. It is what it is. I acknowledge that Aldana, yes, some mistakes were made in there against Nunes that maybe could have costed her a potential upset. I don't know. But we can only move forward, okay? Aldana does deserve criticism. I am holding her accountable. But from here on out, we can only move forward, okay? Aldana has got her ass whooped throughout her career many times, and she's came back each time. She's never lost 2 in a row, sorry. And I guarantee she's going to come back in her next fight and make Amanda Nunes look good. And you guys are going to be surprised. And it's going to be the same thing even with Juliana Pena, man. I'm sick of these guys being like, oh, well, she couldn't get past Raquel. She couldn't get past Holly. And now because she couldn't get past the greatest of all time, she sucks. The Raquel fight was a younger, different Aldana. And it's not that Aldana couldn't even beat Raquel, okay? It was a split decision, okay? It was an even fight. I thought Aldana won. I can't remember how that fight went, actually. It was 1-1 either way going into round 3, and Raquel sealed it with that last-minute takedown, laying on Irene Aldana, which won her the decision. But some adjustments could be made, and it's a different fight. And if they fight today, it's a different fight, and Aldana beats her ass. I'm fully convinced of that, okay? Does she beat Holly Holm in a rematch? Styles make fights. That's always going to be a hard fight for Aldana, but she could probably do better against Holly Holm. I don't know if she could win, but I think she'd do a lot better. But let's not forget, she knocked out Ketlen Vieira, the number 3 girl in the division, the top 3 woman in this division. Irene Aldana sparked her. She took that O from Ketlen Vieira. Vieira was that prospect, that rising undefeated contender that everyone thought could be a challenge for Amanda Nunes. And guess what? Aldana came in there, swooped in. She ended her hype. She knocked her the F out. And that win did age well, because even though Aldana has had even though Ketlen has had some losses since, she's also picked up a lot of good wins over Miesha Tate, over Holly Holm. Like, she's looked good since that fight. And Aldana did that to her, and I think Aldana would do it again. And again, Aldana is capable of more, and she's still young, she's still learning, and I do believe next time out, she's going to show more. She knows what she did wrong, and this is only going to drive her, and this is only going to make her better. Her not being able to beat Amanda does not prove that she's not as good as I think she is, or that I thought she was. Her not being able to beat Amanda just proves she just wasn't good enough. It just wasn't meant to be. She's not good enough to beat Amanda Nunes, and it just is what it is. But that's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.